Grand Theft Auto 6, the first unleakable AAA game due to being sold digital only, has just leaked for the second time in its development lifespan. This time by a group called CyberLeek, who are demanding we all stand up for gamers' rights, whilst also advertising their crypto, not so subtly. But here's everything that there is to know about these recent leaks in these two videos and map screenshot that surfaced just a few hours ago, early this morning. So in the first clip, we have Jason standing at his bungalow, alright, the ocean front, as we would also call it, a Queenslander here in Australia. And he jumps over the balcony, goes down to his courtyard and starts playing basketball. But before we skip too far ahead, the first thing I notice is the soundscaping. You hear Jason, as he grabs onto the railing of the balcony, it creak. You hear his feet land on the ground. As he goes to pick up the basketball, you hear the scrape of it against the concrete, and you hear a faint electrical sparking just underneath his house. And it seems there might be a wire going to a fuse box that might be slightly disconnected, and it's just showing off little sparks. As he picks up the basketball and bounces it, this is the thing that blew me away, right, with the first clip, is that when he bounces the basketball, yes, you can hear the basketball bounce against the ground, but it gets the faint echo sound of the reverberation of the inside of the basketball, that high-pitched boing sound that it makes, almost to a T on point. And then a jet ski comes past in the background, and you can just hear all the different bits of the soundscaping with the birds, the water, the waves. Absolutely phenomenal. If these truly are leaks from early 2023, and with the DMCA takedowns being left, right, and center, that almost confirms it. This looks like real gameplay to me. It looks like real gameplay to me. They look like they've taken massive notes from the GTA roleplay community, which I guess is their roleplay cousins, right? It's been pretty big. It's been growing larger and larger year on year with viewers, streamers, and players. So it's no wonder they would take some focus from that. And it's quite interesting with the different alerts. They remind me of 5M servers, and there was a little alert for focus. It might have some new roleplay mechanics very similar to GTA San Andreas, and the reticle is the same as the advanced reticle. The animations are all extremely crisp. The shaders are phenomenal. Even for early gameplay leaks, this is amazing. The UI definitely reminds me of GTA, but it's been updated. It's been brought into the modern era. And funnily enough, these clips actually remind me a lot of Mafia 3, in the same way that these characters almost have a real life look to them, where they're going to go for almost the Unreal Engine 5 appearance of characters. But these are only short clips. This first clip is only a minute long, and it ends just after Jason takes a few shots into the basketball hoop. But it ends with the ball rolling into the water and Jason going to retrieve it. And the last thing I'll note about the soundscaping is you hear the faint splash as the ball rolls into the water. The second clip that we have is of Jason driving the Vapid Ganado, and he's crashing it into a van. He ends up angering this NPC who jumps out, and then they both have a fist fight. Now, the fighting here reminds me of Sleeping Dogs. There's much more animations to it than there is in GTA 5. There's a lot more interactability. Jason parries, he counters, he hooks, he jabs, and at the end of it, he steals the wrench off of the NPC and beats the poor bloke to death with it. Another thing that I noticed in this was that when a van drives past, you can hear someone listening to rap inside of the van, and then as it goes past, you hear it faintly disappearing into the distance, and then once the van's far enough away, you can't hear it at all anymore. You can tell this is early gameplay leaks from the look of the map. You can tell the map in the bottom left isn't quite there yet, but everything else is there. Jason gets stars. There's little parts of the UI showing his stress when he's in the vehicle. He's wearing clothes. There's heaps of extra little stuff in the UI here. And another cool thing I noticed was that when he goes back past the boot of the vehicle of his Vapid Ganado, it actually has a prompt asking him to close the boot. So confirming here that boots will be interactable, and which is one of the leaks, I believe, or at least one of the gameplay rumors that have been said about GTA 6, is that the boots of vehicles will be acting like horses do in Red Dead Redemption 2, where there'll be like a second inventory for a player. And at the end of this clip, speeds off, and looks like he's trying to get into a helicopter in this gameplay footage here. Again, everything looks amazing. Even though this is from 3 years ago, this looks like it was ready to ship already. So I wonder what they were doing. Oh, I bet you they were filling out the world, making sure it had every little nook and cranny filled out with detail. But from this, I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with what we see on August 27th. One thing that I thought would be interesting would be to compare the leaked GTA 6 map with the GTA mapping project, which has been available online since 2022. Now, I have to say off of the bat, this is extremely accurate. It is almost par for par the exact same. It's only missing a couple of islands and a few names, but the rough shape of this is pretty much on point. But the highway system that's going to be available on Leonardo looks amazing. It looks like we're going to be able to travel through a lot of this area, and it's going to be a very large and expansive map. It reminds me very much of San Andreas on the PS2 back in 2006. This is crazy. And comparing these two, the GTA mapping project, hats off to them. They've done amazing here. They've done an amazing job. You can look at this, and if you haven't got access to the GTA 6 leaks, this is the next best thing, because this is on point. We also now have an official statement from CyberLeek, the group or person behind the leaks that happened earlier this morning. And from them, in their manifesto, claiming they're not just doing it for the lols, they say, and I quote, "Publishers sell licenses and call them purchases. They ship unfinished games and call them living services. They lock content on discs and call it DLC. They kill games and keep the money. Every year, anti-consumerism tightens its grip, and every year gamers get less for what they pay." CyberLeek said it's raising funds for a secret project, presumably through the sale of a meme coin. Of course, there's a meme coin, right? It's a fucking meme coin. So we have crypto scammers leaking GTA 6 for altruistic purposes. Wow. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the 20 other patrons in Don Saloon for making this content possible. Legends. Enjoy.